Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. In today's video we are going to discuss about the topic angles or the chapter angles. So this chapter is a very important chapter from 6th standard onwards to even to engineering and in most applications. Okay, so we are going to learn this chapter today. So first of all we are going to learn the basic concepts about this chapter. So whenever you reach up to the grade 6th or from that grade onwards, you must be aware of this thing. Okay, this is known as instrument box or geometry box. So inside a instrument box or geometry box we'll be having microtip pencil, divider, compass, eraser, sharpener, pencil, protractor and a pair of set squares. So these are the basic things included in a geometry box. It is very important to use from 6th grade onwards. Okay, and why are we learning this chapter? So we are going to learn this chapter. Before going to learn this chapter, let's have a sneak peek about instruments and measurement. Okay, so instruments are those devices used to measurement. So what is measurement? Measurement means just measure something. Okay, so measurement means measuring something. We use an instrument for measuring and instrument will give us a value and unit. So there comes another question: what is value, what is unit? For example, there are many types of instrument around us. Okay, just in case of we are using automobiles, these automobiles are having an instrument called what? Speedometer. So this speedometer is an instrument which help us to find what is the speed of that vehicle. Okay, so the speed is normally not pronounced as how we'll be sometime telling 150 kilometer per hour. So that 150 is the value there and kilometer per hour is the unit there. And suppose if you are measuring our height, just say 156 centimeter. So that 156 is our value and centimeter is our unit, and the instrument can be scale, measuring tape or whatever it is. And just imagine if you are weight, just imagine you're checking your weight. Okay, so we are telling some person is having 50 kilogram. So that 50 is the value there and kilogram is the unit there, and the instrument what we use there might be balances. Okay, so when we are talking about angles, angles are also a kind of measurement. We'll be getting a value as well as a unit there. Normally the unit of angle is what? Degrees. Okay, so if you want to represent 120 degree, just write 120 and put a tiny zero above that value. Okay, so if you want to write 120 degree, just write 120 and put a small zero about that 120, so we can pronounce it as 120 degree. So next question arises: when is the angle forming? Okay, so angles are forming when two rays or two lines are intersecting at a common point. Okay, so this common point is generally referred as vertex. So when we check here, we can say what? Here we have a ray AB, here we have a ray BC. So that violet thing is ray AB and that green thing is our ray BC. Okay, and these two rays are meeting at where? A common point called vertex B. Okay, so both are, we have two rays here and these two rays are meeting at a common vertex B. So angle is either formed here or either formed here. Such kind of angle formation or name of such type of angles are known as open angles. Okay, and here we are having two rays here. Okay, but if it comes, if the lines are making angles, means it will be mostly in case of closed figures. Just imagine we have a triangle here. So triangles have what? Three length here. One length is AB, another length is AC and another length is BC. So where all are the angles forming? Here an angle is forming, here is an angle forming, here is an angle forming. Okay, so in case of closed figures we have lines. In case of open figures we have rays. That is the difference. And you might be thinking, what is the difference between a ray and line? So these lines are having a fixed length. Just example, I am telling 5 centimeter. Okay, but in case of rays, we cannot say it is having fixed length because it is moving towards infinity. Also, this rays, one end of ray will be having an arrowhead also. So that is the difference between lines and rays. Okay, so you must know what is the difference between lines and rays. And so let's check one more thing, how angle is formed. We have just hinted before how is angle forming. So if you are considering an open figure here, okay, open angle here, so how many angles are forming here? One angle is formed here, another angle is formed here. So two angles are formed in case of this figure. Okay, so when you analyze our second figure, when we analyze second figure, one angle is here, another angle is here, another angle is here, and there comes a combination of angle, one like this, okay, and another one like this, okay, and another one like this. So this is how angles are getting formed. And always remember, angle around a point is always 360 degree. Angle around a point is always 360, which means if you draw a point here, the angle around it is how much? 360 degree. That is a concept here. So next thing is how to mark angle. So if the angle is 90 degree, we will be marking just like a square there. Okay, in between the two rays or two lines, we will be marking just like a half portion of square. All other angles other than 90 degree, we will be marking like an arc there. It can be 120, whatever, but we will be marking it as what? An arc there. Okay, now comes how to name an angle. So we have a particular symbol to mention angle. So that symbol is just similar to capital letter L. Okay, that is the first condition. So whenever you are writing the name of an angle, there should be the symbol of angle, and it is similar to capital letter L. Okay, and an angle will be having three lettered names. Angle is having three lettered names. Middle letter will be the vertex of that angle. Okay, so just check here, we have a figure here. Here we have a ray AB and another ray BC. Okay, so the vertex is B here. So we must write the name of this angle in such a way that the vertex should come in the middle. So how all we can write? Either we can write A B C, or you can write C B A. In both ways you can write this, but you have to write what? A symbol in front of the name here. Okay, so this is the concept of writing name for an angle. So next thing, how to measure this angle. So in order to measure angle, we'll be using the instrument called protractor here. Okay, so we have two types of protractors here, 180 degree protractor and 360 degree protractor. So until you are 10th standard or +2, you can use 180 degree protractor. Just like the name indicates, the maximum value of angle we can measure is 180 degree with this kind of protractor. Okay, so this is a 180 degree protractor, and we have two axes here. Okay, so this is the x-axis of our 180 degree protractor, and we have y-axis which is passing through the 90 degree of the protractor. So these are the two axes, x-axis and y-axis. Okay, then comes another concept, the center of protractor or origin of protractor. The place where the x-axis and y-axis meet together is known as what? The origin of protractor, or we can say it is the center of protractor. So this is the center of the protractor. This is very important while we are taking measurement or we are making a construction there. Okay, so this is the center of protractor or origin of the protractor. Then how to place a protractor properly, that is the next thing. So whenever we are placing a protractor, the origin of protractor should align with one end of the line or ray. Okay, so when we are placing a protractor, the origin of our protractor should align with one end of the line or our ray. So that is a concept of how to place a protractor. So this is the correct way, because then point B and center of protractor is origin overlapping at the same position. But here when we check here, origin is here and the one end of line segment is here, so this is wrong here. Okay, let's see another example. In this example, one end of the line or segment is ray is here and origin of protractor is here, so this is wrong. When we check this figure, the origin and one end of the ray is on overlapping on same point, so this is a correct method. Okay, so one more important thing is the straight line is always 180 degree. This is hint for solving many problems. Okay, so straight line is always having 180 degree, or 180 degree is always straight line. Okay, the next thing what we have to understand it is how to count in a protractor. So this is a zoomed version of this figure. So this much portion we have zoomed here. So when we zoom here, we can say this is 0. Okay, this line is 0, so we are counting 0 from here. You can count from both sides, it depending upon question it changes. Okay, so when we consider from here, it is 0. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every fifth line will be a long line. Okay, every fifth line will be a long line, so multiples of 5 will be long line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 up to 180. Every multiple of 5 will be a long line, so we can easily measure the figures, or we can easily make construction by knowing this thing. Okay, so then let's check how to draw a 50 degree at a point A. Okay, so first of all we have to draw what? A line or ray, right? So we are drawing a line here. Now we have to name that line, so we are naming it as a AB. Okay, we are going to draw 50 degree at the point A. So place the protractor's origin over A. Okay, we have placed the protractor's origin over A. Now we have to measure what? 50 degree. So this AB, that's a line AB, is lying on the right hand side of the origin, right, or the right hand side of protractor, right? So we are going to measure from this side. So when we measure from here, this is the 10, 20, 30, 40 and this is a 50, right? So make a point here C. Okay, now connect the line A, connect the point A and C. So we will be getting a line like this. So this is our 50 degree. Okay, this is our 50 degree at the point A. Clear? Now let's check how to draw an angle of 130 degree at B. So first thing we have to do is what? We have to draw a line here. Now we have to rename that line as what? AB. Now we are going to draw 130 degree at B, right? So we have to place protractor's origin at where? At B here. So we are placing protractor origin at B. Now we have to measure. So when we analyze here, that line segment AB is lying to left hand side of origin of the protractor. So we have to measure from here onwards. So this is our 10, 20, 30, like a ways 90, 100, 110. Finally, this is the 130 here. See, this point is 130 here. So we are connecting the line points C and B. So we are getting a line. So here we get what? 130 degree. So this is how we mark an angle for the construction purpose. Okay, now let's try to do the measurement. So they have given a question like this. Okay, we have an angle PQR, but we don't know what is the value of PQR. So what to do? We are taking a protractor and place the protractor's origin over the vertex Q. Okay, so we are placing like this, and the bottom line segment or bottom ray is towards the right of the origin of protractor. So we are counting from right to left. Okay, we are counting from here to here. So when we check here, it is 10, 20, 90, then 100, this is 110, this is 120. So the ray is going in between what, 100 and 120, right? So this is going to be what, 115. Okay, let's check another example. So we have another angle here. That angle is what, XYZ. Okay, so we have to do what, we have to take the protractor and place the origin of protractor at the vertex Y here. Okay, we are placing here. And now when we analyze the line segment YZ is lying to the right of origin of protractor. So we are going to measure from here to here. So when we are measuring here 0, 10, 20, 50, okay, so this is a 50 and this is a 50 and this is a 70, and it is between 50 and 70. So this is that thing. So it is going to be what, 60 degree. Okay, so let's check another figure. So this figure we have to place the protractor's origin at the common vertex. So this is the common vertex and this line is passing through what, we have to measure from here. Okay, what is the reason? Because this ray is lying left to the original protractor. That is the reason we are measuring from here. So when we measure from here, we can reach up to a conclusion that this is 140. Clear? Let's try one more example. So here the vertex is here, this is the vertex here. So we have to place our protractor's origin at this vertex. So we are placing protractor here. So the bottom line segment is lying to the left of protractor. So we have to measure from here. So when we measure from here, we can understand it is that ray is going through 30 degrees. So in this manner, we can measure the angle of any figures. Okay, so mainly we have three types of angles. One is acute angle, right angle, obtuse angle, and a reflex angle. So these are the three types of angles, and one is our reflex angle is used to find some problems and all. We will be discussing that also here. So first one, acute angle. Acute angle means any angle which is less than 90 is known as what, acute angle. So it means 0, 1, 2 up to 89, it is considered as what, acute angle. And right angle means any angle which is having 90 degree, it is known as right angle. Just like we told earlier, right angle will be represented like this. Okay, if you have an angle like this and if you are seeing like this, it means it is a 90 degree or right angle. And next thing is obtuse angle. Obtuse angle means any angle which is greater than 90 degrees known as what, obtuse angle. So any angle more than 90, even if it is a 91, it is a kind of what, obtuse angle. Okay, now comes the reflex angle. Reflex angle means what, just imagine if this angle is 120 degree. Okay, so reflex angle means, we have told one thing previously, angle around a point is 360 degree. Okay, so this concept is used here. So what will be this angle? This will be 360 minus 120. 360 minus 120 means what, it will be 240. So this is the concept of a reflex angle. Okay, now we have to discuss about the shapes. So there are many kinds of shapes. We are not going in depth of all the shapes. We are just focusing on some of the shapes here. So first shape is a square, rectangle, triangle. The square have 4 angles, rectangle is having 4 angles, triangle is having 3 angles. So let's check. So square is having 90 degree here, 90 degree here, 90 degree here, 90 degree here. Rectangle is also having 90 degree here, 90 degree here, 90 degree here, and a 90 degree here. And triangle is having an angle here, another angle here, another angle here. So just because of 3 angles, the name came like triangle. Okay, now comes pentagon. Pentagon have 5 sides and 5 angles. Hexagon have 6 sides and 6 angles. And parallelogram means what, the opposite sides are parallel. Okay, and they're having what, 4 angles. These are the basic concept about the figures here. So in exams you might be asked to draw pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon and all. So the hint to do those kind of problems is 360 divided by number of sides. That is the hint to draw such figures. If you are not able to, if you don't know how to draw such figures, you just comment in the comment section. We'll be making another video regarding that thing. Okay, so then another exam type questions comings are like they will be giving the figures of clock, and we have to measure the angle between minute hand and hour hand. And another type of question coming is they will be giving you pie chart, and we have to measure the angles in between them using protractors. So in all these cases we'll be using protractors. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, click on the like button. If you have any doubts, comment here, and if the video is very useful, share to your friends also. See you in another video. Bye.